Okay, we are back and we're in the textbook Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud Revealed, and we are going to work in chapter 12 using clipping masks, paths, and shapes. And in this exercise we're going to modify a path. So in your textbook it indicates we should zoom in to the skateboard, and the zoom factor is 300%. So we are going to get over here. I'm already at 500%, so that I'm sure that's fine. But if you need to zoom in, you can either do it down here or you can do it with your zoom tool. I normally just type it in and hit tab or return. All right, now we're going to get the add anchor point tool on the tools panel. So it's right beneath the tool that we were just using, the freeform pen tool. And we want to add an anchor point. And for those of you that have worked in Illustrator before, this is very similar to how you add an anchor point in Illustrator. We're going to click a point near the curve at the left side of the skateboard. And then we're going to drag a handle so the curve conforms to the left side of the skateboard. So I need to zoom in further than 300%. I'm at 600%. So we're going to get the anchor plus, and we are going to add an anchor point near the curve at the left side of the skateboard. And then we're going to drag a handle so the curve conforms to this left side of the skateboard using figure 12 as a guide. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace that anchor point. And I let loose of the anchor point of the mouse before I drug it. And so now I'm not getting the handles that I want. So I am going to click and drag. And I'm going to drag this handle again just a little bit to better position it. And if you don't get it right the first time, never fear, you can always work it just a wee bit more just by clicking and dragging. I'm not quite sure what I did with this one, but this doesn't look quite right either, so there we go. Now you're going to repeat step 2 until you're satisfied that you've corrected any irregularities in the path surrounding the skateboard. So for example, right here, I don't like the way that one looks, so I'm going to go back up and I'm going to get an add anchor point tool, and I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it there to make sure I've got some nice handles. And then I'm going to just move this over just a touch. And again, just drag the handle. This time I was able to do it with the same Anchor Plus tool. Before I had released it, and so I had to go back and get the direct selection tool. But depending on where you are and what you've done in the previous step, if you can't adjust your path with this Add Anchor Point tool by clicking on the handles like I have, you can always go back and get your direct selection tool, which is here. And that will also allow you to adjust those handles. All right, now once you're satisfied that this follows the form of the skateboard, then you are going to zoom out to the 100% magnification. And then we're going to get the eyedropper tool on the Tools panel. We're going to click the brown lace on the skater's shoe to sample the color. I don't know how you would ever see that at 100% magnification, because I certainly can't. But I'm going to do this. It's talking about the brown lace right here. So we're going to get the eyedropper. Click on that brown lace, and you'll see that the foreground color is immediately changed to that brown. You want to verify that the skateboard path is selected, which it is. And then we're going to click on the Paths Panel Options button. I'm going to need to move my image over a little bit so you can see it. And then we're going to click Fill Path. And we're going to modify the settings in the Fill Path dialog box using Figure 13 as a guide. So we want to fill the contents with a foreground color. Normal, the opacity should be 60% rather than 100%. And you want this as an anti-alias, and click OK. The skateboarder layer on the Layers panel must be selected, or the Fill Path options on the Options panel will not be available, which it is, and it was. So we're going to deselect the path by clicking a blank area of the Paths panel. Save your work and compare your image to Figure 14 or mine on the screen. And I'll be back in just a moment to do another exercise with you.